Welcome to our lesson today with Life Sciences. Today we're going to be learning about the heart, and then we're going to look at temperature regulation. So I hope you're ready. Let's start without wasting any more time. Can you tell me what organ in your body has had thousands of poems and songs written about it? What organ in your body is blamed when you fall in love or feel sad, but actually it's got absolutely nothing to do with your feelings at all? What organ in your body do you draw pictures of to send to the person that you love? And what organ in your body is blamed when you don't have courage or you're scared or something? Of course, it's the heart. And it's interesting that, of course, your heart has got nothing to do with the way you think, feel, behave at all. All that your heart is a piece of cardiac muscle. It's not magical, but it's rather interesting that so much literature and songs and everything have been written about it. Your heart is simply a pump. Remember that you are a large organism. And we spoke last week about how your blood has to get from your heart to your lungs, then from your heart right up to the tip of your head, your fingers, your toes, to all of the different organ systems in the body. How does it get there? It has to be pumped there. Remember that the blood that's moving from your toes up to your heart is actually working against the force of gravity. So definitely a pump is needed to move your blood around your body. And of course, that pump is the heart. If we have a look at the external structure of the heart, you can see that it is very much a muscular organ. The muscular organ also has a number of connective tissues associated with it. If you clenched your fist, that is more or less the size of your heart. And it's more or less the shape of the heart. It's interesting that your heart doesn't look like a Valentine heart at all. Your heart is more or less the shape and size of your clenched fist. And when it contracts and relaxes, it's like your fist moving. If we look at the external structure of the heart, you'll see that the heart muscle is only really one part of the heart. The heart also has these vessels that leave it, move from the inside of the heart, carrying blood to the outside. And you've already learned previously that the vessel consists of connective tissue and muscle, as well as epithelial tissue, whereas the body of the heart is cardiac muscle. And cardiac muscle, you've also learned already, is non or involuntary muscle. You cannot control the beating of your heart. Looking at the surface of the heart, you see that it's got a very shiny appearance. That's because right around the heart we have a membrane called the pericardium. The pericardium surrounds the heart and keeps it all together, and it's quite a tough membrane, and it's lubricated and kept moist at all times, so it helps to avoid friction. Another important part of the heart that you can see from the external view are these vessels here that move across the surface of the heart. Those are what we call the coronary vessels, and those are the vessels that bring oxygen and food to the heart itself. You must remember that your heart is a muscle, and it needs food, it needs oxygen, and it needs to have its waste products carried away from it. And those coronary arteries and veins are what feeds the heart, brings the oxygen, and takes away the waste substances. You might have heard of people having a heart attack. What happens there is one of these coronary vessels gets blocked, or there's too much fat laid down in the inside, in the diameter of the vessel. Some plaques of fatty substance gets laid down, and if it starts to grow and it starts to make the lumen of the coronary vessel narrow and narrow, you can get little clots forming. And those clots will then interfere with the blood flow to the heart itself, and you will have a heart attack. So that's our external structure of the heart. And when we come back after the break, we're going to have a look at what it looks like inside the heart and how the heart is controlled and how it beats to pump the blood all over the body. So I'll see you after the break.